Welcome back, guys. This video is going to be about sovereign citizens. Why sovereign citizens, you might ask? I did one video on it, but I don't think that, I'm not sure if I covered everything. So I just wanted to go back and try and cover everything again, um, or cover what I didn't cover. Either way. So the whole point is that they want you to believe that you must follow laws. Now, they use the word laws interchangeably with rules and regulations. Laws never change. So, when you understand that specific concept, laws can never change, you'll understand that what they're proposing are laws are simply rules, regulations, codes, and statutes. Now, what I suggest you do is go and look all four of those words up individually, and then you'll have a better understanding. So, again, they want you to believe that police officers are enforcing the law. What one must understand is the beginning and the start of police women and men. They were not police officers, they were police women and men. Now, if you take my course, I'll take you through step by step of everything. But for the purpose of the video, I'm just going to skate right through. So now they want you to believe that the law enforcers are enforcing law. No, they're enforcing rules and codes set out by the people that are Caucasian that have enough funds to control things and want things their certain way so that they can make more money. So what they're doing now is they're sending out all these Caucasian people to attempt to confuse people about the whole sovereign citizen thing. So what they're doing is they're giving their opinions and not facts. What they're doing is they're taking people that don't know everything in detail and they're making it seem like it's not true. They're taking tyrant police officers violating people's constitutional rights and God-given rights and inalienable rights. I can never say that word right, but you get what I'm saying. They want you to believe that they have those rights because of some rules or whatever. But what they're not telling you is that the police agreed to abide by the Constitution first. Nothing else first. So when they're enforcing the state codes and statutes, they're not upholding the Constitution first, which is a violation. So for all the Caucasians trying to do sovereign citizen debunks, you're losing. We're getting stronger. We're getting better. It's our time. White supremacy is over. The Caucasians are out here trying to debunk sovereign citizen movements because, and calling them terrorists because it impedes on the Caucasians' control. If too many people are aware of these rules and regulations and things of that nature, then they have no more control. They can't force you to go pay $1,000 to $1,500 to a lawyer knowing you only make a certain amount, or giving you what they consider a public defender knowing that they're in their pocket anyway. So no matter what, they're going to play the game how they want it. The attorney's first duty is to the court, not to the client. You can go look it up in the canon. Again, if you want these things in detail, contact me. I'll set you up a personal course. Or if you want a few other people to join you, I can do it that way as well. But let's take a look.
The consent of the governed.
So if you don't consent to being governed, does the law not apply to you?
No, it does not. Why do we say that? Is it because we believe that? No. is because that's what it is, number one. Number two, no one gave no Caucasians the right to be in control or in authority of anyone. So what they're not telling you is that the Caucasians are the ones that own law enforcement. The Caucasians are the one that owns the courts. They're the one that owns the housing. They're the one that owns the educational system. How did Jim Crow laws apply to people? Who did they apply to? How did they come about? Who allowed that? When you speak laws, that is just another thing, another word or statement for Caucasians to say you must obey me. The law, if you ever hear Caucasians say, yeah, that's the law, they're saying that my race is superior and you got to do what I say. That's all that means.
Whoa. This is assault. This is assault. You've broken my windows. I do not consent. I do not consent.
Does this guy really think that by saying those magic words, the cops will just be like, oh, sorry?
No, because they break your laws. They break their own rules and codes and statutes. Did the police agree to a constitution? Did they agree to the Constitution first? Does the Constitution allow them to take someone out of their vehicle or car or automobile because they're not doing what they're saying? It is a traffic violation. A violation is not a crime. The Constitution states only crimes can you be touched or apprehended or seized. A crime is a harmful act against a person or their property. So he's already lying to you. He's already not giving you the truth. He's already coding words and coding things and manipulating.
Our bad, you're free to go. I say that jokingly, but I also know the answer. Yes, he does. It was brought to you by brilliantly known as sovereign citizens, but they also sometimes call themselves free inhabitants.
But we told you he's an Article 4 free inhabitant, so he does not have to have a license.
While this movement has more or less always existed, it really took off during the 1970s, with people publishing books and giving seminars on how they could get out of speeding tickets or paying taxes, which is why sovereign citizens and tax protest movements often go hand in hand.
No, they do not. What they're trying to do is include the Moors movement, which was defending melanated people, defending their rights and their freedom against Caucasians and their legal systems. So now you see here a puppet, a Caucasian puppet at that, because you won't see no melanated person up here saying, hey guys, this is untrue. We don't have rights. We got to do whatever the law says. That's crazy. So what is tyranny? Why would there be tyranny? Who would create tyranny? So just because they're in a position or got a title, they can't do any wrong? We have to listen to them. They have to be perfect. So at what point are we allowed to fight? When do we fight? What are the ways that we're supposed to fight? What are the ways that we stand up against it? This guy right here won't tell you that because he's a puppet. He's helping benefit off the Caucasian systems, as well as other people like him, which I'll show you in a second.
Over the decades, they've become much more violent, with law enforcement having to go through special...
No one has become violent. Law enforcement has become violent. All we're doing is stating our rights. We're speaking. Law enforcement is breaking windows, breaking people's arms, killing people, dragging people out of their cars, violating people, abusing people, harming people, kidnapping people. And he's stating that sovereign citizens are becoming more aggressive or more violent, excuse me. He's lying. That is a flat out lie. The Caucasians will flat out lie to get what they need or want or to manipulate. Let's continue to watch him lie.
Training on how to deal with them. They've even been labeled as a domestic terrorist movement. Terry Nichols, an accomplice to the Oklahoma City bombing, was a sovereign citizen. They also employed...
No, see, now this is where we go wrong. Now they're trying to imply anyone that's against the government is a sovereign citizen. No, that's not the way it works. That's not the way it works. What they're doing is they're taking a label, a title, and attempting to group as many people as they can so they can define and have these special words and things like that. Sovereign citizen, to me, has nothing to do with Caucasians, because you all are the ones that's benefiting from the legal systems. You don't have to suffer like we do. Not to say that no Caucasian suffers, because they still treat their own kind even worse. That's a word I used to hear in Virginia. But yeah,
a number of paper terrorism tactics, including putting false liens on your property. There are currently 300,000 sovereign citizens in the United States, significantly larger than any other group I've talked about recently. A sovereign citizen is someone who believes that they are not subject to the jurisdiction of a government, be it federal or state, or that the government itself is illegitimate.
they will never tell you. They tell you everything that a sovereign citizen believes, but they will never prove. They will not ever, ever. I guarantee you they won't, because they know that they already know. And they know that we're finding out. So that's why they send these trolls to your pages to attempt to get your algorithm low so that it doesn't get the views that it needs or the recognition that it needs. That's what this guy's job is. They throw them all around. They make them trolls. We just seen in the video with Jack Johnson, Caucasians get angry when they cannot control you. They're scared. They're terrified of annihilation. So they will kill. They will do anything necessary to you if you're melanated. Look at what this guy is doing. He's making a living off of lying.
So they are sovereign. Legal word, sovereign, it's a legal word. There are three flavors of sovereign citizens. Firstly, there are the religious types, the ones who believe that only God can rule over them.
You are not God. You have no jurisdiction over me.
There really isn't much else to say about them. The second group is a little more nuanced, the diplomatic types, who believe that since they are not citizens of the United States, they are granted diplomatic immunity.
That law only applies to U.S. citizens.
Well, where are you a citizen of?
I am not a U.S. citizen.
Well, see, that's
I
where
am
you
a
have
free
statement.
inhabitant. I am of the earth. I do not belong to any corporation. I do not belong to any country.
but as
No,
long as-
a free inhabitant. They are allowed to. They're free people. They have all of the rights of a U.S. citizen.
See, this is what they're basing it off of. Uneducated people and Caucasians trying to pull the same. Caucasians always steal everything. They will steal everything. They have no dance, no foods, no history, no culture, no nothing. No anything. Nothing. So they steal everything. Inventions, everything, all throughout history. There's not much else that needs to be said. So what they're doing is grouping these uneducated Caucasians that's trying to attempt to call themselves sovereign citizens and saying that all melanated people that's fighting for their rights is sovereign citizens, just like these crazy people that don't know what they're talking about. And this lady just said she's of the land. Now, I'm just saying, if you're of the land, of the universe, of this earth, you would be able to survive off of everything the earth provides, including the sun. I'm going to just leave that at that.
Without following any of their laws.
This is ridiculous for several reasons. Even if you are not a U.S. citizen, while you're in the physical United States, you have to follow the laws of the United States. Even diplomats have to follow the law. It doesn't work in reality the way it works on TV. If I go to England and I get pulled over for driving...
Now notice he's only telling you what you have to do. He's not proving anything. This is what Caucasians do. They just think that they can tell you whatever the fuck they want to, and you gotta listen. You gotta understand. It's the truth. Man.
On the correct side of the road, I don't get to say, I'm not a British citizen, your laws don't apply to me. The third group is a lot more complicated, the constitutional types, who have multiple theories about why the US federal government is not legitimate. And like all good things, they come in threes. The Constitution is
the US federal government is not legitimate. I mean, we can go for days on that one. What they will do is they will tell you the truths of what people that are fighting for their lives are doing. What they will not do is debunk it. What they will do is tell you what you have to do, and that is correct because they said it.
supreme law of the land. We all agree with that. Well, most of us agree with that. The preamble, the first paragraph which explains this document's purpose, starts with,
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union.
a more perfect union. More perfect than what? If you took high school civics or went to elementary school, you should know that before the Constitution, we had the Articles of Confederation, which were very imperfect. The first subgroup of constitutional sovereign citizens believe that the Constitution was never successfully ratified and that we are still living under the Articles of Confederation.
Article 4, free inhabitant pursuant to the Articles of Confederation. You can look it up. It's in the United States Book of Codes.
The United States Book of Codes doesn't exist. I have no idea what she's talking about. Unless she's trying to cite US Code, which several other sovereign citizens do in order to try and say that they're not citizens, but nationals, which still makes you subject to the laws of the United States. So what is a free inhabitant?
The better to secure and perpetuate mutual friendship and intercourse among the people of the different states in this union, the free inhabitants of each of these states shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of free citizens in the several states.
All this means is that if you live in one state and you travel to another state, you are legally treated the same as a citizen of that state. Free inhabitants and free citizens are not mutually exclusive terms. Just because you freely inhabit one state doesn't mean that you're not also a citizen of that state. But none of this matters anyway because we don't live under the Articles of Confederation. At least, we don't. The rest of society has decided to follow the Constitution now. It's been like 230 years. It's time to get on board.
U.S. citizen?
No.
You're not a U.S. citizen.
I was not born in Washington, D.C. or any territory of the under federal jurisdiction, so no, I'm not a U.S. citizen.
Were you born in the United States of America?
I was born in America. Yes, I'm a state citizen of one of the several states.
This particular brand of sovereigns agree that they are a citizen of one of the several states, but do not agree that they are a U.S. citizen. They at least agree that the Constitution is law, so that's progress. But they have an interesting interpretation of the 14th Amendment, which, among other things, created birthright citizenship. And according to sovereign citizens, a second tier of citizen.
All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens.
So I really don't know. I mean, this video is going a bit long, so I'm going to skip through. Again, we can see, I can debunk everything he's saying. Every last thing. Every last thing. And I have proof. I have documents. I have history. I have everything. I mean, if you look at my videos, you can tell he's lying. He's Caucasian. And he's defending the just us system that is racist, that was created to keep melanated people oppressed, as well as the education system who has been lying to kids, melanated, keeping us in certain lower class standards, not giving us the same education as certain areas, certain foods, certain grants, all of that is evident. But he actually made a video trying to tell you about sovereign citizens and not giving you anything of value. Just telling you everything they believe. You can sit with somebody that considers themselves a sovereign citizen and see what they believe. I don't claim to be anything but what I am. Right here, breathing, living, that's it.
Which means it only has jurisdiction over maritime and certain commercial laws. Of course, that's not what it means to the rest of us, or even the flag code. The gold fringe around the flag is literally the only accessory to the flag that is neither required nor prohibited, and it has no legal meaning. There's no law saying that gold fringe makes it a naval ensign. And this is where we can really get down to the
So
heart
let
of
me
what
go
sovereign
back.
citizens.
Individual. David Hall is a person under color of law, sir.
Okay, where's David Hall then? The person David Hall.
Exists on paper, sir. David Hall is a corporation.
I'm not a person. See, you deal here with Admiralty Maritime Jurisdiction, which deals with persons, which I am not.
He's not in some weird maritime merchant marine court. This is the American flag, and this is how it appears on soldiers' uniforms.
But he's not addressing. Okay, let me explain something very simply. This is gonna make you look real stupid, bro. You have an administrative agency. The only law that can be utilized in administrative agencies is administrative law. Administrative law only governs vessels at sea. When you go to court, what's so-called court, it's an administrative agency, you idiot. So if it's an administrative agency, then it's not a court. That means admin law is being utilized there, which admin law is for vessels on sea or in the sea. So how is a person, a human being, getting admin law applied to them? Boy, you're dumb. He tried it though. He tried it. Let's give him a hand clap for trying, guys. Yay. He really tried it.
Police uniforms, and even some courtrooms. You see that little gold fringe around the edge there? To a sovereign citizen, that makes it an admiralty flag, which means it only has jurisdiction over maritime and certain commercial laws. Of course, that's not what it means to the rest of us, or even the flag code. The gold fringe around the flag is literally the only accessory to the flag that is neither required nor prohibited, and it has no legal meaning. There's no law saying that gold fringe makes it a naval ensign. And this is where we can really get down to the heart of what sovereign citizens believe, that through some loophole or turn of phrase, they can make it so that the laws don't apply to them. That's not the right flag. This court doesn't have jurisdiction in this matter. I wasn't driving, I was traveling.
I'm traveling in my car. I'm not like driving. I'm not using it for like.
You're not driving right now?
I'm traveling in my vehicle.
You used it.
Notice what he said. I told you guys, notice the video. Notice what he's doing here. They believe the term driving refers to commercial uses of a vehicle. All other personal uses are traveling. If you go to my traveling without a license video, I have the proof there. It simply states it in case after case. He's the one that said most people are living in the time where the Constitution is supreme law of the land. This is what the Constitution was saying. I mean, excuse me, this is not what the Constitution was saying, but this is what the Supreme Court was saying, per the Constitution. So they're just lying. You see how they're deceitful and lying? He's just telling you what we believe. I can show you that the term driving and traveling means two different things from a Webster's dictionary to a legal dictionary. That's all you have to do. Compare the words from a legal dictionary and the Webster's dictionary. Additionally, why are the meanings different in a legal dictionary than they are in a regular dictionary? They won't address these facts. They won't address these points because it will expose them and it will show that they're just up here pushing the same agenda for the just us system. They don't want you to know the truth.
Term driving, and I was traveling, sir. Traveling.
I'm not a person, I'm a flesh and blood individual. As long as they don't consent to the fact that that paper straw man is them, they are exempt from our laws.
Can I see your Idaho state license?
No, I don't have one.
You don't have one?
My person does, but I don't. And I don't wish to create joinder with you.
Joinder is the connection between your corporate shell and you, the individual. Joinder is created when you accept any government document with that name on it, whether it's a birth certificate, social security card, or driver's license.
When you go to court, you represent your straw man. So you, the human, take on any costs, fees, taxes, and fines involved for the straw man. The human you doesn't even need to pay them. But you made a contract with the court by appearing on behalf of your legal personality or straw man.
There's also a heavy significance placed on capital letters. If the name is in all caps, it's referring to your corporate shell, not you.
Sometimes you'll see your surname in capitals, just like on a gravestone. That's because your straw man is dead and just a silly piece of paper.
This is why they don't carry any documentation or pay taxes or even accept mail with a zip code on it.
He's saying what we don't do, but he's not proving that anything is wrong or incorrect. He's just babbling. So, bro, I challenge you to please let's have a sit down talk. I'll talk with you. I'll talk with you. I'll discuss anything. I'll debunk any questions that you have. I challenge you. I dare you to reach out. Let's see what happens. So again, guys, if you want clearer understanding on what the Caucasians are doing with this whole sovereign citizen words, go get the book Race Code War. Race Code War by Kahari Anaharo. I'm probably messing that all up. But it says the power of words, images, and symbols on the black psyche. And this will help you understand the Just Us system better. I promise. And if you need any assistance, again, contact me. But I'm not going to play his full video. I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to go watch this guy continuously lie and give his opinion on whatever he feels is right and wrong. I don't know who died and made him God or whatever, but this is what Caucasians do. They think that they're above everything. They think that they're above everyone. And anyone who challenges them, they try to flip the script and say, oh, they think they're above us. Notice the little word trickery in the games that they play. They will always reverse it. They will kill millions of people and then say, why are we worried about murders? We should be moving forward. We can't do anything by fighting. This is what Caucasians will do. And if this hurts you guys, for me pointing out the truths over and over again, you got to deal with it in yourself. If there's anything that's not factual, let me know. Reach out. Let's discuss it. I want to learn. I want to grow. I don't want to be ignorant. So if you have facts, if you know for a fact, you can prove it, let's converse. Until then, guys, watch out for these Caucasians calling you a sovereign citizen. Thanks for watching.